A new era of computing may be closer than many think, and the truth about Windows 12 lies not in rumors alone, but in the clear signals Microsoft has been sending over the past few years. The idea of this operating system arriving around late 2025 has gained attention, yet what makes the discussion important is not only the possible date, but also what the release means for the future of personal computers. Microsoft has not officially announced Windows 12, but credible information points to a timeline aligned with the company's established patterns. Windows 10 launched in 2015, Windows 11 followed in 2021, and insiders have long projected the next step to land after a similar interval. This cycle suggests a release window of late 2024 through 2025, but more recent reports point directly to October 2025. That month already matters, because it marks the official end of support for Windows 10. For Microsoft, aligning a new release with the end of an old one provides a clean transition that encourages adoption while maintaining security across its ecosystem. The speculation around timing began when early leaks mentioned the codename Next Valley. At first, analysts believed this pointed to 2024, but development priorities shifted. Instead of rushing a new system, Microsoft focused on strengthening Windows 11 with consistent feature updates. The 25H2 update, scheduled for the second half of 2025, is a prime example of this approach. It reflects the company's preference to refine the current system while preparing the ground for a larger leap that could carry the name Windows 12. Microsoft executives have added to the intrigue by discussing the long-term direction of Windows without naming it outright. In interviews, senior leaders described how the operating system will evolve into something more interactive, more multimodal, and more deeply intelligent. The vision is for an environment where typing, speaking, and touching blend seamlessly. Instead of being passive, the system would actively interpret what the user is doing, what is on the screen, and what might come next. These comments line up with broader industry moves toward ambient computing, where technology fades into the background and works almost invisibly. Artificial intelligence stands at the center of this shift. The company has already introduced Copilot as a system-wide assistant inside Windows 11, but this is only a starting point. Future versions are expected to tie AI into the very fabric of the operating system. Context-aware suggestions, smarter search, and deeper integration with productivity apps form part of the strategy. Hardware makers are preparing too. Many new laptops and desktops now ship with neural processing units, signaling a push toward AI workloads running directly on the device. If Windows 12 arrives as projected, these chips will not be optional, but central to the experience. Alongside AI, changes in design are also expected. Prototypes and concept images have shown a floating taskbar and modular interface elements. The layout adapts more flexibly to different devices, whether they rely on a mouse and keyboard, a touchscreen, or even a digital pen. By separating interface pieces into movable modules, the system can adjust to many screen sizes, making it equally natural on a traditional monitor, a tablet, or even future foldable displays. This approach also echoes Microsoft's earlier efforts with Windows 10X, a project that never launched, but influenced later ideas. Hardware requirements are another part of the discussion. When Windows 11 released, many users were surprised to learn that TPM 2.0 and Secure Boot were mandatory. This move left older machines behind. A similar moment may come again. Reports suggest that processors with NPUs may be necessary to unlock the full potential of the next system. While some features may still run on older hardware, the complete experience may only be available on newer devices. This divide could push many organizations and households to upgrade their computers, a shift that Microsoft and its partners are no doubt planning for. The delay in releasing Windows 12 has also raised questions about Microsoft's strategy. Some wondered if the company might simply keep evolving Windows 11 indefinitely. The constant stream of updates, delivered twice a year or even more often, made it seem as though the version number mattered less. However, a major version release still serves key purposes. It captures public attention, resets expectations, and gives hardware makers a strong reason to launch new models. A full version number also allows Microsoft to enforce sharper boundaries around support, security, and compatibility. October 2025 therefore looks like more than a guess. It is a date with symbolic and practical weight. By then, Windows 10 will no longer receive patches, leaving millions of machines needing either an upgrade or replacement. Introducing a new system at that moment solves a problem while generating excitement. It also prevents Windows 11 from carrying the entire burden of transition, since its adoption has not matched the speed of earlier releases. Windows 12, framed as a new beginning, could reset the narrative and bring more users into the fold. Yet the truth remains that nothing is official until Microsoft itself speaks. Analysts, technology sites, and insider communities all provide valuable hints, but only the company can confirm the existence of Windows 12. So far, what is certain is that Windows 11 version 25H2 will arrive in the second half of 2025. Whether a new number follows closely behind depends on how confident Microsoft feels about its vision of ambient computing, AI integration, and modular design. If the company believes the market is ready, October 2025 could mark that leap. The emphasis on AI also reflects broader competition in the technology world. Apple is weaving intelligence into macOS and iOS under the name Apple Intelligence. Google has long centered its platforms on machine learning. For Microsoft, Windows 12 represents the chance to define the PC's place in this landscape. Instead of being seen as slower to adapt, the system could showcase AI at the operating system level in a way that rivals cannot easily match. Features such as context-driven Copilot integration across every app, or the ability to interpret what appears on screen and suggest the next action, would mark a dramatic shift in how people interact with their computers. The years leading up to 2025 also matter. Each cumulative update to Windows 11 is preparing the platform for the future. Features tested in insider builds, such as redesigned settings menus, integrated AI tools, and new taskbar layouts, may all serve as previews of what Windows 12 holds. Microsoft is using these updates to test responses, gather data, and refine the direction before any official unveiling. By the time the next version arrives, many users may already be familiar with parts of it without realizing they were early glimpses. What makes the discussion of Windows 12 so engaging is not only the timing, but also the scale of change implied. This is not about adjusting icons or adding minor tools. It is about redefining the operating system as a partner that understands users across modes of input. It is about preparing hardware to carry workloads that used to belong in the cloud. It is about closing the chapter on Windows 10 while writing a new one that begins with intelligence at its core. The truth, then, is both simple and layered. Windows 12 has not been announced, yet the evidence points toward October 2025 as the most strategic release date. Development has been shaped by delays, lessons from Windows 11, and a clear commitment to AI. Hardware requirements will be stricter, design will be more flexible, and the system will blur the lines between human and machine interaction. For Microsoft, this represents not just another operating system, but a chance to reimagine what Windows means in an age defined by intelligence and security.